If you don't watch Burn Mill, you hit like, subscribe. You don't do anything else on YouTube. You get Burn Mill. Do it now.
Good afternoon. Here we are on a beautiful Sunday in Louisville, Kentucky, or just outside, for Fright Night. This, I guess you might count this as the revenge of film speak. Down here representing the movie, the AC-1, Alien Contamination. Going to have a premiere today. We might actually get 5 or 6 people who come and see it. I know at least my mom will be there. So let's go in and check it out. Talk to some people, see what's going on here at Fright Night. Greetings and salutations, sir.
Greetings. How are you today?
I'm doing quite well. I was wondering if you could tell us about your production company and all these fine movies you've got here.
Well, okay. This is from ZP International. These are all movies that are made here in Kentucky. And we also do the INC channel on the Roku. INC means the Independent Network channel, which we help put out movies for the independent filmmaker. So we're always taking applications and things, and more than likely you can be on that channel. So right now it is Sunday. It's the last day here at Fright Night, and we are sitting back enjoying the show after a very interesting weekend. I will not go into details for fear of somebody beating me up, but overall I'd say it's been a pretty interesting show.
Tell us about which movie you're pimping the most here this weekend.
Oh, well, really, as a member of ZP, I really try to pimp them all. I try to make you buy as many as possible, and no matter if you don't want it or not. But I would say our best sellers really is the Edison Death Machine. That apparently old Thomas Edison was a kind of an interesting fellow, to say the least, to make a machine to communicate with the dead. We also have the Serial Slayer Telephone right here. It is a police drama mixed in with a horror movie, which has its own bunch of fans. But like I said, we try to give a little something for everybody. We got zombies, vampires, circus freaks, slashers, things from beyond, and just a little bit farther past that.
And one more time, so for our slower viewers, what's the name of your production house and where can they find you on Roku?
Okay, the production house is ZP International. We are located here in Central Kentucky, but we do ship out worldwide and everything. And for the Roku channel, it's the INC. So, like I said, grab the INC because it says.
Something I love about coming here is the movies. The rare videos that you can find. How well do you know your films?
Hi, my name is Jerry Williams. Perhaps I do a web show out of Versailles, Kentucky called Astro Space Hero. In the era of 1950s TV, there's a sci-fi was like pretty primitive compared to what it is now. They would spend like $2 on the budget. So I came up with an idea of like, instead of doing a show emulating Star Wars, all those high-end, I'll just go the opposite end and like get my sets from the dollar store and use bubble gum and throwaways from garage stores. So that's the show, Astro Space Hero. So check it out. It's www.astrospaceHero.com for adventures in space. I also have a little movie called Zeppo, Sinners from Beyond the Moon. It has everything you need for the zombie invasion. A dance number, Lloyd Kaufman, undead zombies, and cardboard drinking beer. You can't go wrong with cardboard sets, undead zombies, and it has the best line in cinema history. I'm the proudest of this line, but the line is, "The undead are popping out of their graves like babies out of crack hose." What madness! So check out Zeppo the movie. It's on Amazon Video on Demand DVD. So check it out, Astro Space Hero. My name is Jerry Williams, but if there's any legal problems, my name is actually Todd Burrows. Check it out. And remember, Burn Mill Productions. Subscribe now!
We all know this one's a favorite of mine.
I'm doing very well. I'm Claude Miles with Catnippery Productions, and I'm here at Fright Night Weekend. We were promoting The Wrecking Crew versus the Zombies, which is a little con film we made specifically for conventions. It's one of those kinds of things that's fun to do. We also showed some Mysteries of Science, which is my show. You can find on youtube.com/catnippery, the Mysteries of Science, which some of the mysteries would be, why did the dinosaurs build the pyramids? What color is gravity? Will there be time in the future? The questions are many when you explore the Mysteries of Science.
So if they go to YouTube and just hit Mysteries of Science in the search bar, they'd be able to find you?
Probably. I would hope so.
You'll at least be in the top 5.
Yeah, and I'm on the Independent Network channel on the Roku, which is a great thing if you like independent movies or whatever. It's free. It's a free channel to download if you go to your Roku box and you go online and you can add channels. You know, you add the Independent Network channel, INC, and Mysteries of Science is on there.
We were just talking to those cats.
Yeah, they're good people. Did you talk to George and Anthony?
I'm sending in a film I'm looking for distribution. They
this
said
is the
maybe
place
they
to go?
could. Yeah, they said they could put it up there for me.
Yeah, the movie we screened this weekend, The Wrecking Crew versus the Zombies, will be live there tomorrow.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so we screened it on Saturday night, and then on Monday it's released on the Independent Network channel. So.
Well, dude, I missed the screening because I got drunk.
That happens.
Yeah, I'm old, you know. I was trying to make it. It hit 11:15, and I was like, I'm probably going to go to sleep before I hit the freaking theater.
Right, right. I understand completely.
But, dude, I'm so happy I can catch it now on the Roku channel.
Yes, yes. And The Breakfast Impossible is another show on there. It's a science fiction comedy, but it's also on there. That's
Dig it.
Very
So
Douglas Adams kind of thing.
Oh, Douglas. I'm sold. Very much so.
Breakfast Impossible, in fact, comes from Millie Way's The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. You know, have you done Six Impossible Things? Which comes from the larger Alice in Wonderland story, you know.
Oh,
so
dig it.
So we can try and have the full-on Breakfast Impossible. So
that is, whoa. Hey, I'm blown away. You have me, especially Douglas Adams, such a huge fan because wrote for Monty Python, wrote for Doctor Who,
yes,
and then created the radio show.
Yes.
So wow, and I will have to check this out. Breakfast Impossible.
Yes,
dude, I'm all over that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you talking to me. Thank you. Here we have Songs of the South, the second most racist movie that Disney ever did. The rare and absolutely horrifying Star Wars Holiday Special. Happens to be right next to Saturday the 14th. All right, here I am with the man behind the plan. This is Jason Schierloh, Inner Demon Studios. You know him, you love him. He's been on Film Speak, probably like one of the most continuous guests that I've had come on. And we're both down here to promote Alien Contamination. So let me just turn you over to him. Wow.
Hey guys, yeah, we're here at Fright Night Film Festival. We're showing our movie here, a couple hours?
Couple hours now.
Got everybody excited. Should be a good day. The turnout here has been phenomenal. It's a beautiful convention. My buddy here came down to visit, and we had a nice party at night last night.
I think it's already been mentioned that I drank a little too much last night.
Really? Well, good.
It's part of life. Well, you got to fit in. It was peer pressure. I think most of these filmmakers are half my age.
Yeah. Maybe a quarter of your age.
Quarter of my age. I'm trying to drink with the youngins. I'm like, come back here, you little bastards.
He had the blue stuff.
I had the blue stuff. I had a bunch of the blue stuff.
We don't know what the blue stuff is.
I suspect vodka. I think vodka is it.
Vodka and Windex.
And Windex, and maybe some moonshine and
I think that's what
radiator fluid.
Could be. Keeps the hair off your chest.
Made me feel real good. I slept well.
That's good. Yeah, everything's been great. Hopefully we'll get a bootleg copy of AC1, so we can put it on YouTube. We don't get sued or anything.
Yeah, we'll steal it. I'll film it. We'll get the reactions of people while they're watching it. All 5 or 6 of them.
Oh yeah, if we're lucky. I brought 3 people with me, so.
He brought 3 people. I brought my mom.
Mom, we love you.
We'll see you at the show.
All right.
Everybody knows Amityville Horror and The Shining, but this is one of the most underrated ghost story horror movies of the 70s. Here we are at Fright Night, still in Louisville, Kentucky. I am standing here talking with Jim Winburn, and I had come over because I'm a huge John Carpenter fan, and wanted to talk to you about your experiences with that. But finding out that you were one of the first directors of Blue Jacket in Xenia, Ohio, that blows me away.
Yeah, Rusty Modell wrote the script. He was the executive for Tecumseh over in Chillicothe. He made the Kyoto Society for Tecumseh, but Alan Agar wrote the script for Tecumseh. And then later on, when Blue Jacket was written by Rusty Modell, they built the set and the amphitheater over there at Zenith, and they brought me in to co-direct and make sure no one got hurt and put up the show for the first year after the facade and everything was designed, and then I found out that the tornadoes love to come through that area. So it was an experience.
Now, when it comes to working with John Carpenter, because as a filmmaker, this is a weird eclectic mix, but my biggest influences are Alfred Hitchcock, Billy Wilder, Quentin Tarantino, and then I go to left field with Tobe Hooper and John Carpenter. I mean, his movies have always had a huge impact, and especially the way that he's got his fingers into every part of the film. What was your experience in making Halloween like?
Well, my experience was I got a call from Beaver Hill and asked me to come in and do the stunts on it because they had some problems, and I drove it to Hollywood where they were shooting on Orange Grove Avenue and where the house was at, and I met John for the first time, and I knew Deborah and I knew Don Behrens, I knew Dean Cunny and Ray Stella and the whole crew because we'd done a number of films before that, so they knew how I worked. And being a low-budget film of $300,000, and Donald Pleasant was the only one that made 10 grand right up front, and it was a low-budget film that they knew I'd come in and do what they wanted me to do. I did The Fall and all that. Working with John, truly a professional, but he surrounds himself truly with nothing but professionals. And when you have professionals, camera, and Tommy Lee Wallace, who was the production designer, and plus he was the editor of the film, and plus he was Michael Myers. And then you had Nick Castle, who was John Carpenter's buddy in film school, and they graduated together, and he asked Nick to come over and work with him, and Nick did the opening scene, so he was actually the first shave. And Tommy Lee Wallace did most of all the stuff that nobody else could do because it was they couldn't afford anybody. And then they brought in Tony Moran just to pull the mask off and do a few pickup shots. And they brought me in because they wanted to make sure no one got hurt on the last final days. And I did The Fall and The Rail and some over stuff, and that was my beginning with John Carpenter, and I did 2 more films after that one.
That's amazing. Now, before we sign off with you, is there anywhere where fans can be able to find out more about you?
Jail.
Ah!
I know. You can go to online web. I have which is www.jamesbwinburn.com, and it'll take you to an experience that you never had before.
Enough said.
All right, I'm rolling.
Here we are again, the Revenge of Film Speak at Fright Night. I'm sitting here with Casey Hindershot.
How are you?
Thank you very much for talking to me.
No problem.
Another great Halloween participant, shall we say. Tell us your experience about making that's the Rob Zombie Halloween.
Rob Zombie Halloween. It's hired as a stuntman, so I just got that call. Hey, we need a double for Tyler. And I just remember going, I'm not as big as him, because he was huge and then he thinned down, and the stunt coordinator was like, don't worry, he's slimmer than he used to be. And he goes, plus you're just doing a high fall. So I was like, great. So, I mean, my experience was, as a stuntman's experience, I went on set, they said, hey, she's gonna fall through the ceiling, you're gonna grab her, go through the door, go over the balcony. We did it once, and I was wrapped. I was like, okay, great, that was easy, that was nice. Had a little bit with Rob, but he kind of, I was just telling Jim, production, like right before we're on the day, we're just about to film, I have more, talking with the stunt coordinator than Rob Zombie, but like, just before we're filming, they come and put the mask on me, and then Rob comes over, and I just remember looking and then going, because he's not the tallest guy in the world.
Yeah.
And he's just like, look, we just make sure you grab her solid before you go through the door because we need this shot. And I just remember thinking he's intense, because he was kind of looking up at me with this look of like, don't fuck up. And then also and I just remember thinking, wow, he's shorter than I would have thought.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah. But nice guy, professional guy. But yeah, very, like Jim said, it's like he never would have thought that some, low-budget horror movie that he worked on, out of the hundreds of things that he worked on, would be the thing that people remember. And it's kind of the same thing with me. It was like I had a couple days, I think I worked a couple days, but I only ended up working one day. And then it's the one thing out of the, out of my career so far that has been kind of the thing, because it's such a popular series. It's such a iconic sort of.
The first movie, I love the first remake. The Rob Zombie second one was, it was good, but I got this feeling it have to be made. But I tell you, for me, Devil's Rejects, I watched that movie and break it apart over and over and over again. I mean, House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil Rejects kind of reminds me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2, the original Tobe Hooper ones,
Here's a little factoid. I was hired to be Leatherface stunt double in the Leatherface 3D, the one that came out.
Oh, sweet.
And I was on set for longer than I was on set for Halloween, but I never got in front of camera because they used Dan the whole entire time. And I was like,
now, God. I've had all kinds of filmmakers, actors, musicians, artists on my show. I have never had a stuntman. Now me, I do a lot of my own stunts, and I try, because low budget, got no freaking money. I try to coordinate my own stunts. I was in the infantry, I've taken martial arts and stage combat, so I got the principles of how to fall and stuff. But if somebody wanted to pursue it as a career for stuntman, stunt woman, stunt person, what advice would you give?
Just to be safe. I mean, the safety is the first thing. Knowledge and safety. Just know what you're doing. Don't do something that you don't feel you can do.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy that says, oh yeah, I can do that, and then you show up on set, and then either you can't do it, or you're not that good at it. Then not only do you make yourself look bad, you make the coordinator look bad who hired you. So that's tough. But as far as any advice for like a fledgling stuntman, it's just like learn your craft.
Is your specialty fall guy?
My specialty is big goon guy. They need a big guy that can sell a fight and hit the ground. I get a lot of those calls, and I'm an actor too. So as far as stunts is concerned, especially nowadays, it's like they want a stunt guy that is able to walk and talk at the same time. And I've been fortunate to get a handful of those kinds.
You know, with the way mass media has gone over the past 20 years, as many hats as you can possibly wear can ensure your survival in the business for sure.
Sure, absolutely.
Now, for our couple of viewers, where can they be able to find out more information about you?
Good question. I don't have a website. Go on IMDb, check me out. Follow me on Facebook. Just look me up at Casey Hindershot. And check out Walking Dead. Not this week, but next week and in a couple weeks. That's all I could say.
Dude, sweet, because I'll be there. I'll be watching it. Next week and the week after.
Next week and the week after.
Walking Dead. This will be up before then, so make sure you're on it.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank both of you guys. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
I was going to tell him, Randy Quaid.
Freaking Mega Force. Can you believe it? That is a damn fine movie. A rise from here. Here we are, still at Fright Night, talking to a most excellent author who I've been geeking out talking films to. Please introduce yourself to all 5 or 6 of my viewers.
Hi, I'm Andrew Cooper, and I am a horror writer and film critic. And as you may have just seen, I'm the author of Dario Argento, A Study of the Maestro's Movies, and I also write my own novels and short stories and film criticism, and I'm starting to work in screenplays and other areas of film as well.
That's good. You are interpreting your own fiction novels into screenplays?
I am working on my first adaptation of my novel Descending Lines. It's not done yet, so I haven't broken through into that area yet, but I have also been writing film criticism for years, so I'm familiar with the world of film, at least from that angle.
Where can people find out more information about you?
Well, I have my own website, landrewcooper.com, and you can also find my work at amazon.com. I have an author page, author/Andrew Cooper.
Now, you said you're a film critic. You seem to have a, shall we say, attraction to horror films.
Horror is my main jam. So yeah, horror films pretty much from the beginning of cinema. The first horror film was 1895, and generally that's when people say film got going. So I study it all, both the U.S. tradition and around the world.
Now, it being drawing close to Halloween, what horror movie recommendations would you give our viewers?
That's a tough one. It all depends on what era you want to go. I just had a retrospective on my website. I was talking about the 1965 film Repulsion. Roman Polanski's Repulsion just turned 50, so I just did a big post and had a great discussion with some people about that on my blog. So that's been on my mind lately. I just published an article about a Serbian film, which is one of the most notorious films of the last decade, and it's hard to call oneself a champion of that film, but I think it's often been misunderstood, because I think it's an important movie, and so if people haven't seen that and have the stomach for an extreme horror film that I also think is extremely smart, it's worth seeing. So pretty much I run the gamut from the higher art films to the most challenging films to the mainstream films too. I love it all.
I just recommended yesterday that somebody watch the 1922 silent film The Golem with the 46 Frankenstein, and watch them together so they could track the similarities between the two.
Oh yeah, the early expressionist films. I mean, the influence. You still got films coming out that are using those aesthetics. I think you and I were just talking about the new season of American Horror Story, right? And we were talking about Dario Argento, of course, and I think his influence is showing up in the way that series is looking. But Argento and that series are both thinking about those expressionist films like The Golem and The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and Nosferatu and James Whale's Frankenstein and the other Frankenstein films. All of them are looking at those extreme angles, and then later on the extremely bright colors and the highly contrasting colors. So yeah, all of that film history keeps coming back and making the extremes of color go with the extremes of violence and the extreme bizarreness of thought. And of course, in October and Halloween, this is the time we get to celebrate all of that.
Absolutely. Well, it's like what you were saying. As a filmmaker, when I fell in love with films, I would want to know the people who are behind making them, and then after that, I would want to find out where was the movies they were watching when they were my age and they were wanting to get in film. What brought that? And like you were saying, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and Nosferatu, the early German surrealist kind of works and stuff. That play a big part of that. I've always considered the Marx Brothers to kind of be surrealist.
Yeah,
comedy surrealist, but still surrealist in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Marx Brothers, and you and I were just talking about Charlie Chaplin, and this is, when the comedy goes as far as it does in challenging people's perceptions, in the Gold Rush, eating shoes and acting like it's a spaghetti dinner. When the imagination is challenged to see things in ways that are completely opposite or completely different from how they are, that's pushing the imagination in new directions, and that's comedy, but horror also challenges the imagination to go in new directions. So you're absolutely right. There is a strong imaginative relationship between those genres, and we couldn't necessarily think in the ways we do in horror without those influences from the Marx Brothers and Chaplin, who broke down barriers not just in film but in thought.
And just one last time, let people know your name.
I'm L. Andrew Cooper.
And please look him up and check out his wonderful books and perspectives on film and horror.
Thank you very much.
We are currently heading to the premiere of AC1, the Alien Contamination. Gonna be kind of fun. Look forward to this. Everybody knows how much I just love seeing myself on the big screen. Absolutely. Always a pleasure. Hate that guy. The only thing I can think of the whole time is, who keeps putting this asshole on fucking screen? But here we go, we're coming into it. The premiere of AC1, Alien Contamination. Come on. Come this way. For our magnificent adventure, we got to view our movie.
It's true.
It was.
We had applause. It's wonderful.
Yeah, we had a couple people applause. It was nice. My mom saw it. It was a pity applause. Hey! I heard genuine laughter.
That was me.
I did.
And I'm pretty sure that was tears.
Tears coming.
Yeah.
So we'll see you back in Ohio.
Hey, this guy.
What?
Hey.
They're coming to get me. No, I can't.
As we say goodbye to Fright Night.